All of us have had an encounter in our lives, I imagine, where Christ sends us from a safe area into an area that's unfamiliar to us, or maybe familiar, but it's a lot more turbulent. This weekend, the apostles are sent. Jesus says, I'm going to go up to the top of the mountain to pray, and he sends them out into the sea. And when they're out in the sea, the winds begin to buffet the boat and come against the boat in such a manner that Christ's lack of presence seems almost more like a punishment, more like a punitive reality. Go into the water. I'm going to put you in a situation that will totally test your faith and totally challenge you, as opposed to an opportunity of peace and joy and familiarity. We're placed in a situation that our faith is almost overcome by the waves of doubt. And so the gospel today, as the apostles are out on the water, trying to stabilize the boat, stabilize their lives, tried to prevent themselves from drowning. Jesus comes walking on the water. But not only does he walk on the water, but it's an unfamiliar Christ, so to speak. Of course, Peter didn't expect him to be walking on the water, but more than that, what happens is doubt begins to creep in. The waves of doubt begin to overwhelm them. And something powerful happens, is that Christ begins to wonder, truly, the apostles begin to wonder, well, is that Christ or is it a ghost? Will he stop for us or will he walk on by? The challenge, I think, for us is that when the waves are overwhelming and the boat of our life seems to be heaving up and down, Christ does come walking on the water. Sometimes it's because the mist is on our glasses, or the wind is blowing so hard and the rain is so torrential that it doesn't look like Christ. But we have to have this confidence that Christ does come walking to us on the water. He doesn't leave us out in the middle of the ocean or in the middle of the sea of life and say, well, I'm going to watch you heave up and down on the boat. I'm going to watch you look at other things that look like me and maybe call them God. He does come walking closer to us each day, one step at a time, as long as we keep calling out to him, Lord, save us. Lord, save us. This can be in the midst of addictions, sickness with a child or a friend or a family member. It can be in the midst of just financial worries. Lord, who's going to help us? Each day, the boat of life seems to heave up and down. As you go forth this week, I encourage you and I remind you, Christ does come walking to you on the water. He comes to you and he just wants to stop and sit in the boat with you. But sometimes he doesn't come right away. And sometimes he comes and you're not sure exactly, is that Christ? It can come through another person. It can certainly come through the sacraments. Sometimes it can come through that silent, still voice in your heart. You say, okay, Lord, I know this is you. As you celebrate this week and you go forth, remember, come to us, Lord, save us. Say those words often when you're having a tough time. Share them with a friend. All of us have a friend whose boat is heaving up and down, and remind yourself, save us, Lord, save us. And he will come to us and calm the storm, the pain, the trouble, the trials of our life. Remember, it's more than a sermon, it's more than a thought. This is the reality of Jesus Christ. God bless you.